was working at Asoni, which is an organization to help youth either living in poverty or at risk of poverty. And my role specifically was working with the English teacher to develop activity plans, run things with the kids, and sometimes we would also work with the other teachers as well to just help with their classes.
I am here to talk about my experience in the Netherlands doing the Global Energy Transition program.
We went there as English teachers, so we were teaching children how to learn English, speak English, so we created like lesson plans. We were working with kids aged from 4 to 16 years old. We were also in charge of an environmental project, which would help the kids like better understand the environmental impacts on society, such as single-use plastics. And we also got to facilitate a 1-week English week activity where we just taught fun, cool activities to kids all in English, and they had to speak English to us.
When applying to even like go, I just felt like an international placement would broaden my horizons. I would get to learn more about myself. So I was like, why not? If I make it, great. If I don't, at least I tried.
I was doing an international summer program with Hansa University, and the specific program that I was in was called Doing Business in Europe, Sustainable Marketing.
It felt like, you work the 9 to 5 and then you have the vacation to go party. On our experiences, we went to each province. We did something in each province. We went to the islands and hung out on the beach. I went down an eco trail and it was really cool. We went to hot springs. We had an art night, which was like one of those, you paint and you have drinks and food. That was really cool. We got a chance to go to an Indigenous Fair Trade Museum as part of one of our Spanish classes. We also had weekly Spanish classes, which was really cool. We got to see a lot.
The most thing that I got engaged with was the biking. Everyone was biking in the whole city. It seemed like 90% of people were commuting with bikes. And because I'm a big biker, big skateboarder, that really resonated with me, and I loved it. Just going to school, biking to school, biking back from school, and being a part of the traffic of bikes. It felt like I was a part of the culture in a sense.
So I had like my Google Translator on standby the majority of the time, but it was a lot of fun because the kids still connect to you even though you don't speak Spanish. So that was really nice. It was a little daunting in the beginning. More so the kids were kind of like curious. They're always so curious as to like, who is this person and how come they don't speak Spanish? So they liked having to go on the phone as well. So they enjoyed speaking in Spanish on the phone and translating that into English, and that actually brought everyone together. They're all so curious and they all gotta like take turns. So daunting at first and then turned into a really exciting moment after. Every weekend we had some kind of like activity. During the week we had a paint night called Art in Arrivo, where you got to paint and drink a little bit of wine. It was a lot of fun. And then we had activities like going on a day trip to Tortuga Island and the hot springs and visiting volcanoes, like a whole bunch of things all throughout placement. We always had something that we were doing every weekend.
We also got to go and visit an island and do a lot of, you cycle everywhere, that's kind of your mode of transportation as a student. And just even people doing work as well, like everybody cycles there, which was kind of a big shock. And when you have 60-year-old women who are flying past you on their bike and you're struggling because you haven't ridden a bike in a year, it's a humbling experience, but it was a lot of fun. And there's things like going to the parks. You could take a train to one of the big cities like Amsterdam to visit museums and great restaurants, and so there's loads of stuff to do.